Starting your own business is exciting but scary at the same time. There are so many things to consider, one of which is building a website, which most business owners find a daunting exercise. But let me tell you a secret. It doesn't have to be. How do I know? I built my first website 20 years ago. Yes, I'm that old. And many more since, mostly for small business owners. And I can tell you that building a website today is easier than it's ever been before. Learning to code is no longer necessary. You can design a professional looking website yourself with no prior experience in a weekend using drag and drop technology, which is now available on most website builders. But before blocking the next available slot in your calendar so you can create an eye-catching website for your business, there are many steps you must consider if you want to make it effective and attract as many customers as possible, which ultimately should be the main goal of your website. In today's video, you're going to learn what it takes to build a professional looking website for your small business from scratch without breaking the bank, that also drives customers through your doors so your business can grow. So let's get cracking. Before I go through the essential steps you need to take to build a website, you might wonder if you really need one in the first place. After all, posting content regularly on social media platforms used by millions should be enough to promote your business and get new customers, right? Not to mention, it's also free. Even local butchers nowadays have a Facebook page, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, and in some instances, even a TikTok account. So surely it must be an effective online strategy, and building a website may seem like a waste of time and money. But while social media platforms are helpful, it is estimated that Google handles 5.6 billion searches every day, half of which, according to webfx.com, are from people searching for a local business. So if you don't want to miss out on a ton of prospective customers, I strongly suggest you build a website if you want your small business to be found by local searchers on Google. Although this is by far the strongest reason why you should build a website, it's not the only one. Most people today expect businesses of any size to have a website. Once again, according to webfx.com, 97% of consumers check a company's online presence before visiting them. Not having a website is likely to negatively impact your reputation and prevent searchers from getting in touch with you. Also, unlike social media, your website is a platform where you can integrate features such as email capture, online chat, a blog, and much more, all of which you're likely to use as your business expands. There are plenty of other reasons why building a website for your business is important, but these should be more than enough to convince you. So, what should you do next? The very first thing I would advise you to do when building your website is to define your branding. This could be the topic of an entire video in itself if we were building a website for a huge brand, but for today's video, we're going to keep things simple. For a small business website, I recommend you define 3 fundamental branding elements. They are your preferred colors, your logo, and your fonts. For consistency purposes, it's incredibly important to define these from the get-go. Think of this step as creating an ID card for your business. You're likely to use these elements everywhere, not only on your website, but also on your social media platforms, your business cards, and so on. The aim is to help customers recognize who you are at a glance, no matter where they find you. There are many platforms out there where you can hire professionals to do this for you fairly cheaply, but if you're like me, you'll want to keep your costs to a minimum and do as much as possible yourself using free tools. When it comes to choosing which colors to use when building a website, I go to a website called coolors.co. Within seconds, you can create palettes with perfect color combinations for your designs. All you need to do is to click on the Start the Generator button and press the spacebar on your keyboard until you find a color palette you like. If you like a specific color from a palette, you can lock it and generate more combinations based on that color. If you already have a color in mind, you can set it and generate further palettes on the back of it. Once you're done, you can download your palette in a format of your choice so you can always refer back to it whenever you create anything design related for your business. The HTML code for each color will be embedded in the file, which will become super handy when building your website. You may already have a logo, but if you don't and want to design your own, I recommend you use canva.com. Canva is an online graphic tool you can use to create posts for your social media accounts, business cards, presentations, and also business logos. They have tons of out-of-the-box free logos which you can customize to fit your needs. You can remove or add elements and change the colors, for example. This is when your color palette will come in handy. To check out canva.com, click on the link in the description below. The last element to define is the font types you want to use for your site. There are thousands of options to choose from, but I recommend you keep it simple. I normally use some of the most popular fonts such as Arial or Verdana, which are available on all website builders and easily readable on the web. The trick here is not to work with too many font types, otherwise your design might end up looking very amateurish. I tend to go for a combination of 2 to 3 font types maximum. Whichever font types you decide to use, make sure they work well together. For example, Arial and Verdana, Arial and Times New Roman, and Arials and Georgia are all good combinations. Obviously, this is only a recommendation. Feel free to choose whatever works well for you. Once you've defined your branding, it's time to move on to the next step. This step is a very straightforward one. All you need to do is make a list of the services or products that you offer. This exercise will help you define the blueprint or structure of your website if you like. Just open an Excel or Google spreadsheet and start listing what you are offering. Let's say you're a dentist, for example, and you offer the following services: teeth whitening, dental implant, crown and bridges, emergency dentist, dental checkup, and so on. Beyond defining the structure of your site, it will also help you understand how many pages you'll need to build for your website. Each service will need its own page if you want to maximize your chances of your business being found on Google. Additionally, you'll need to create a homepage, of course, an About Us page, and a Contact Us page, which is standard on all websites. Add these to your list as well. Once you're done, create a single tab for each of your pages on your sheet and add the following information to it: name of the page, title tag, meta description, and header 1. You might want to format your layout to make things clearer. You're all done. Before moving on, I'd like to ask you a favor. If you like this video so far, please hit the like button, as it helps my channel grow and allows me to continue making more videos so I can help you out further. Thanks a lot. Let's move on to the next step. For your website to be found on Google, you need to figure out what searchers are looking for and match it with the content on your website. The only way to do this is by doing some keyword research. Once again, we're going to keep things simple and free here using a Chrome extension. Head over to the Google Chrome Web Store and search for an extension called Keyword Surfer and install it. Once you're done, go to google.com and search for one of the products or services you listed in a previous exercise on your spreadsheet. Let's go with teeth whitening, but add the location where your business is based. Let's say our fictitious dentist is based in Las Vegas, for example, and click on search. Keyword Surfer will overlay the estimated monthly search volume for this particular keyword, along with a click value for it if you were to run a Google ad campaign. On the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a table which contains keyword ideas based on your search. Go through the list and star the ones you think are relevant to your service or product. Don't forget to star the keyword you searched for. By default, the tool will search for keywords on the US market. You can change it using the drop-down menu next to the flag. Once you're happy with your selection, click on the clipboard option at the top of the table and the 3 dots and export the file as a CSV. Open the file, then copy the keyword table on the tab of the page for which you've done your keyword research. Replicate the same process for all your pages. Special note, for your homepage, you should be targeting the primary service you are known for, which in this case could be Dentist Las Vegas or Dental Practice Las Vegas. Don't worry too much about doing keyword research for the About Us page or Contact Us. It's not really necessary to optimize these for search engines. You've now defined your business branding, your website structure, and the keywords you should be targeting for each page. Time to move on to the next step. Although content creation is a fairly easy exercise, it is likely the step that will take you the most time. You want to make sure your content is compelling enough so visitors want to pick up the phone to do business with you as opposed to your competitors. Prospective customers are most likely to come across your business for the first time through Google search results. Google search results are a very tough environment as your business will be listed side by side with most of your competitors. In order to stand out, you'll need to craft a title tag for your pages that searchers want to click on. It's also a crucial element if you want your business to rank in Google. For those of you who don't know, the title tag of a page is an HTML piece of code you add to your page, which is what shows in search engine results. Don't worry, you will not have to code anything. All website builders have title tag field set as default when you create your pages. All you need to do is locate the field and type the relevant title for your page. What is important to remember is that they have to be between 50 to 70 characters and must include your target keywords. For example, something like teeth whitening Las Vegas, 5-star rated, affordable prices would work well for our teeth whitening page. Once you've decided on your title tag, add it to your spreadsheet and repeat the same process for all other pages. The next thing you'll need to work on to stand out in Google is what is known as the meta description of your page. This is also an HTML piece of code which you can find as a default field in all website builders. While the description of your page will not help your page rank in Google, it is a chance for you to entice searchers to click through to your site. The description of your page should be no longer than 160 characters, otherwise it will be cut off in search results. I also recommend you include the keywords you are targeting as they will get bolded when people search for them. For example, something like this would work well. Affordable teeth whitening in Las Vegas. Remove years of staining and achieve a whiter smile in just one appointment. Once you've finished crafting your description, add it to your spreadsheet as well. Both your title tag and the meta description will not be visible on the page itself. They are just for the benefit of search engines and to help your business rank higher. Time to look at the actual content you want to display on your page once viewers land on it. For efficiency purposes, your pages should ideally follow a very specific structure. It should start with the main heading, also known as H1, to which you can add a tagline. For the main heading, I always recommend you include the keyword you want your business to be found for once more. In our example, I would use something very similar to the title tag and simply call it teeth whitening in Las Vegas. Add this to your spreadsheet. The main content of your page will very much depend on what you want to show your visitors. There is no hard and fast rules as such. Just make sure the content is well structured and include subheadings and well-crafted paragraphs. The keyword research result table should help you come up with ideas. Take the time to add this to your spreadsheet in detail for each page. It will make your life so much easier when it comes to building your site. Here is a typical example of what I come up with once this exercise is done. Remember, your job is to convince visitors you're the best possible choice and to call you or email you. If you're not sure about what you can add to your pages, here are a few ideas that should help. Before and after images, videos, customer testimonials, FAQs, USPs, pricing, and so on. Last but not least, make sure each and every page also includes a call to action such as call us now, book an appointment, or something of that nature quite high up on the page. As I said, this step will be by far the longest one for you to complete. However, it will save you a ton of time when you start building your site and will result in creating awesome pages that are search engine friendly. Time to move on to our next step. Hopefully you're all familiar with the term domain name. For those of you who are not, a domain name is a website address that people type in an internet browser bar to access your website. While a lot of website builders offer an option to build a website for your business for free, they will not give you the choice of adding your own domain to your site unless you pay for it. You'll be forced to use their own domain name, which very often will be very difficult to remember, like in this example. Imagine trying to communicate this website address to your customers. Having a recognizable domain name is central to the success of your business, and a must if you're serious about your credibility long term. Thankfully, getting your own domain and adding it to your site these days is as cheap as buying a coffee from Starbucks once a month, so you have no excuse. If you're like most business owners, you've already thought of a name for your business, so your next step is to verify if the matching domain name exists. To find out, you can go to domains.google and search for your business name. Anything with a green tick will mean the domain is available. As you can see, prices are very reasonable. Your next decision will be to pick which domain extension is best. Should you go for a .com, a .co.uk, or a .org, or something else? Since this video is about building a site for a small business, I would recommend you pick the domain extension that matches your country. So, if your business is based in the UK, go for a .co.uk domain. If you are based in the US, choose the .com option. FR if you are in France, and so on. Whenever possible, you might also want to purchase the .com version of your domain to prevent anyone else from buying it and pretend they are you. Yes, it happens. You don't have to buy your domain from domain.google, by the way. There are many other domain name registration websites out there, including the website builder platform themselves. You should now have all the elements you need to build your website, which is what we're going to look at next. There are two different methods you should consider when building a website. The first one is to hire a professional website designer who will do the job for you based on the elements you've put together in the previous chapters of this video. There are tons of options out there, but expect to pay a fair amount of money. If your budget allows, this solution is a very viable one, bearing in mind that whenever you'll need to update your site or add new pages to it in the future, you'll probably need to contact that person again to do the work, which will cost you every single time. The second method is a do-it-yourself approach, which can be split into two. Let's start with the first one, using WordPress. You've probably all heard of WordPress before, or at least heard the name being mentioned. WordPress is an extremely popular software specifically designed to build websites. It is so popular, it allegedly powers 43% of all websites on the internet. It is also likely that if you hire a professional designer, they will build your site using WordPress. I am a great fan of WordPress myself. I have built many websites using it, including my own. It is extremely flexible and can cater for all your website needs. However, there are some major drawbacks if you are a complete newbie and decide to build your website using WordPress. The learning curve is very steep, and it's unlikely you'll want to spend the time that is necessary to understand how it works. Also, you must remember that WordPress is just a software that enables the creation of a website. It must be installed first on a hosting platform, which you'll need to pay for so you can publish your website on the internet. There is also a technical element which comes with using WordPress. So when your website encounters any issues, in most cases, it will be up to you to fix them. As a business owner, the last thing you want to do is waste time fixing your website. For those reasons, although I think WordPress is a great solution, it is definitely not the most suitable one if you want to build a website with no prior experience. Instead, I recommend you use a website builder. The two most popular website builders on the market are Wix and Squarespace. They are extremely beginner friendly. Using drag and drop technology and pre-designed templates as well as intuitive navigation, you'll have total creative control to produce a professional looking site for your business yourself in minutes. When using one of these website builders, you won't have to worry about website maintenance or technical errors, as they are all handled by the website builders themselves. Your website will automatically be optimized for mobile phone displays with no additional work, as well as fast loading time. Despite being once upon a time heavily criticized for the lack of search engine optimization capabilities, it is no longer the case. John Mueller, who is the webmaster trend analyst for Google, recently confirmed that a platform such as Wix has made fantastic progress and is now a fine platform for businesses. Website builders are also very good value for money, and they are extremely affordable. Although Squarespace and Wix are very similar, I feel that Wix is a better choice if you want to build a website for your business, especially if you are a complete beginner. The choice is obviously yours, but Whichever method you decide to go for, I suggest you follow all the steps I have covered in this video first. It will make the process a lot simpler and a lot faster. If you decide to build a website using Wix, you can watch my tutorial, Wix Website Tutorial for Beginners 2022 step-by-step instructions, in which you'll be able to build your very own website from beginning to end. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Best of luck to you all, and until next time, happy marketing.